So I'm down here at the far end of Costa della Palma, sandwiched right in between Santa Ponsa and Majorca, and I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about your holiday if you're coming over to the island during June. Now, June signals the beginning of the summer season here in Mallorca, and you're going to find that the temperatures are really heating up on the island. We did have a slightly rocky ride going through May. It was unexpected with a few storms. However, going into June, I'm hoping that the weather is going to be much better and those temperatures are going to be warming up significantly. Now, we always notice the shift between springtime and into summer around roughly the 15th to the 23rd of June. It's at that point that those temperatures, well, in previous years and in my experience, shoot up and you really start to feel that summer has finally begun. Now, while that may well be the case this year, I do still advise that if you are packing to come over in the month of June, that you still bring a light sweater or a light jacket and maybe some long trousers or a long skirt to wear out in the evening too, because still during those early weeks in June it can be still just a little bit cool on the evening. So why should you visit Mallorca during the month of June? Well, for starters, not only are you going to get those much warmer summer temperatures that we're more used to experiencing over here during the summer months, but many of the hotels are going to be, well, let's just say it, a little bit more kids free than you're going to find during July and August. Now, during the beginning of June, you're going to find a few families still staying in the hotels because you're going to have some schools, particularly in the UK, that do have that half-term holiday, which may well spill into the early days of June. But if you come over further on into the month of June, then you should find these hotels just a little bit more empty if you're looking to visit without having kids at your hotel. And don't forget too, if you haven't yet booked your holiday and you're hoping to sneak in a very quick break before the summer starts over here on the island in July, then do check out my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com. I am an affiliate partner of Jet2.com as well. Please visit my homepage on my website, click on that Jet2 banner, click on the link as well that you can see, and go ahead and check out their fantastic rates. Now, I did run a poll on my community page on my YouTube channel, and I did find that more people than ever are booking a Jet2 holiday when they're coming over to Mallorca, which does suggest to me that that's the one holiday company that you're going to be able to travel with if you're coming over from the UK, where you're going to get the very best value. So go ahead and check out their packages. And for everyone else, then I'm also an affiliate partner for Expedia, for Hotels.com, and also for Verbo as well. So if you are coming over to see us here on the island during the month of June, now don't forget, when you do come into Palma Airport, you've got plenty of transport options to get out to your resorts. We've got taxis, and I do have a taxi guide on my website as well, but there are plenty of buses that do go out to the resorts. They're very, very cheap and easy to use as well, so they do make a very, very cheap transfer. You can also book on my website as well your own private transfer as well if you do not want to wait for a taxi in any of the taxi queues. It might just help you get to your resort just a little bit quicker, and also there's plenty of car hire too at the airport. Now, as we go into the month of June, we're going to see an increase in passenger numbers at Palma Airport. And with that as well, we're also going to get the sensational headlines appearing in the newspapers all about strikes that are being held, whether it's in Spain or maybe with air traffic controllers in France. Now, my advice here is, if you do read about the strikes, and I'm pretty sure that there will be some, there are some every single year, please do not worry too much, because as I've said, this just happens every single year. Looking back to last year, looking back to summer 2022, we had almost weekly advice about strikes happening, and it actually went on to affect very, very few flights. Your airline will warn you in advance, and they'll try and move you onto another flight as well if a strike is impending or if it's going to impact your holiday too much. So I wouldn't worry too much, but once again, just always check your booking with your airline if in doubt as well, and see what options that you have if your flight does get delayed or changed. Now, if you are looking to come over to Mallorca to go hiking during the month of June, so with this increase in temperatures, it's going to be very hard going if you're going to go up to the Tramontana Mountains to go hiking. It's not to say that you cannot go hiking, it's just to say that maybe you should leave that hike to either first thing in the morning or maybe the last thing in the evening too. Now, the sunrise on the island during the month of June are roughly from around 6:20 in the morning, and the sun goes down at around 9:20. So you've got plenty of time to fit in that early morning hike or that later on in the evening hike, but just make sure you plan your journey to make sure that you get back to your hotel accommodation before it gets dark. June also means that a lot of the main sites over here on the islands are also going to be a lot busier too. So if you're heading into Palma, then just do bear in mind that many of the sites as you go into the city are going to be very, very busy. But June is also a fantastic month to get out and about around the island and to go exploring too. Now, I have reported in the past that some of the buses have been very, very busy, particularly earlier on in the season. However, I have heard and I have seen on the TIB website that more services have been laid on, and actually I have seen, even though the queues have been quite long at the bus stops, I have seen buses passing through more frequently, and I haven't also seen so many buses passing by completely full. So this is a good time to come to the island. Still get out, get to the other resorts, get to the other beaches, get to the towns and villages as well, and just make the most of your stay here on the island and just get out of your resort too and see whatever you can here just to make the most of your stay. And if you want to know how to take the bus here in Majorca, whether you're getting the TIB bus or the Palma city centre buses as well, I've got full guides on my website too, and also I have a guide to the TIB buses on my YouTube channel. Once again, I'll leave the links in the description text below this video. So it may not be peak season over here in Mallorca during the month of June, but I still recommend, if you are going out to eat, try and book that table in advance before your meal. I've been absolutely surprised actually during the month of May when I've been going out for dinner, thinking that maybe restaurants would not be busy on a Monday night, or they wouldn't be busy particularly in resorts, particularly if it's a big restaurant on a Saturday night. How wrong I have been. Many of the restaurants that I have been in recently have been absolutely packed, so if you do have a restaurant in mind, if you're going out to eat on the evening, make sure you make that booking during the same day or even the day before if you want to go and visit a popular paella restaurant maybe on the weekend. So which events do we have going on during the month of June? Well, the biggest event by far is the Noche de San Juan, the Night of San Juan, which I have mentioned in the previous video. Now that takes place on the 23rd of June, on the night of the 23rd of June.
And there is normally a fire run in Parc de Mar in Palma with music and activities, and also
you're going to find people gathering on the beaches on that particular evening. You're going to see fires are being lit as well, and you're also going to see locals jumping over those fires and running into the sea at midnight. It is something of a tradition over here as well, but you're going to see those beaches filling up on the evening. Now, just a word of warning, if you are coming over with kids during the Night of San Juan, please be very careful with small children on the beach, particularly when it does get dark, because of course those lifeguards do go home at the same time every evening, which is at around 6 or 7 p.m. The beaches aren't going to be lifeguarded, and also with the huge influx of people coming over to the beaches for San Juan night as well, particularly up from Palma and from all the towns as well, pouring onto the beaches. If you've got little kids running around, I really do not advise going. It's really something for the adults, so also just bear that in mind too. So what else do we have going on in June? Well, on the 24th of June, going on to the 1st of July, we see the Majorca Tennis Championships taking place over in the Santa Ponsa Country Club. Now, for many people, this is the warm-up to Wimbledon, and it's possible to get tickets for this event too. It's always really well attended, and tickets I have seen on their website start from just €25 too, so it is quite affordable for those that want to go and see a match. Now, on the 29th of June is a huge fiesta over in Alcudia Port. Now, this is the Sant Pere Fiesta. It's a fantastic festival which, with activities and music and workshops and dance displays, all leading up to the big event on the 29th of June. You're going to see a market as well down in Alcudia Port, so if you are visiting Alcudia on those dates, do go ahead and check that out. I have not seen a full programme for that just yet on the Alcudia Ayuntamiento, the Town Hall website. When I do know what that programme is going to be, then I'll publish that on my website too. So make sure you head on over to this article maybe in a few weeks' time and go and check it out if you're visiting Alcudia. So that is just a taster of what to expect if you're coming over to Mallorca in June. Now, if I do hear of any other events, then I'll go ahead and publish them on my website in this very same website article as well, and I'll leave a link to that in the description text below this video too. Don't forget as well, if you are coming over, don't forget to check out the Facebook group as well, and my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun. Don't forget to consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. I'm going to have plenty more videos as we go on into the summer too. Thanks very much for watching everyone, and I shall see you on the next video. Goodbye for now.